We're live. Okay, good evening, everybody. There were about 50 people queuing up to get into the Viking Arms tonight, so I'm pleased that you're so keen to come along. Welcome back. The Viking Arms is open again, so you're all very welcome. Let's see who's first through the door tonight. So we've got Newman Chimes back again. The Hunts are here. The Harpers are here. The Harpers are wondering where the kitten is. The kitten is here. He's having his mad 5 minutes at the moment, but if he settles down, we'll get him up and you can see him. There's no dog in the Viking Arms tonight, so the kitten is feeling like he rules the roost this evening. Good evening, Mrs. Young. Good to have you on board again. So whilst people are just coming into the pub, we're about we've got 40 odd people here at the moment. I just can't believe we're here already. Where did that week go? This is our third quiz in a matter of 2 weeks. So I hope since we saw you last Friday that lockdown's going all right for you, and that you've managed to enjoy some of the nice weather that we've had this week. We certainly have. We've had quite a busy-ish kind of week. What have we been busy doing? We've been quiz writing, obviously. This is a staple part of our week now, isn't it? So we've been writing the quiz, which we hope you enjoy this evening. We've been doing lots of dog walking. Well, Mrs. Settle's been doing lots of dog walking. We've been doing quite a bit of cycling, sort of working on the Strava leaderboard. Hasn't been going so well for me this week, but it's a light week. So we've done lots of cat training as well. He's so well trained that we've trained him to hide. So I don't know. Do you know where he is? Oh, he's all right. He's having a private moment. And, all that usual kind of stuff anyway. So we've had a busy week. I hope you've had a good week too. Lots of people coming through the doors now. We've got the Slovakovskis, the Curtises are on board. We've got the Hutts are here, the Joneses are here, the Bernsteins, all the way from South Africa. I think the Bernsteins, you are coming from the furthest away this evening, so you're very, very welcome. James Bernstein, an old Viking, Governor Blomfield, welcome back. The Hymans are here, the Godwins are here. Good to see you here, Matt, and girlfriend and sister. So you're very welcome tonight. The Breretons are here, the Humphreys, the whole gang of the whole mullet gang there with the Humphreys. So look forward to seeing some of the photos later of how that's going. The Revs here, the Revs Holy Trinity are back. The Fishers are here. And the McPhees, who I only mentioned very briefly last week because I didn't realise that you were on board until at the last minute. But it was so nice to have you guys with us. I might tell you a little bit more about the McPhees and some of the others later on in the quiz. So lots of people still coming through the doors. We're up to about 64 now. So we will just go through a few details of what's happening this evening, and then we'll make a start. Keep the hellos coming, and I'll try and shout out to as many of you as I can. Our team Malins. Hope you've got your pen and paper handy, Mr. Malins, and you're taking down some notes for this evening. And I'm sure the Crossfields quiz tomorrow is going to be fantastic. The Coleses are here. Nice to have you back. Mr. Walter, no sport round this week, but don't worry, it's all queued up, ready to come. So, where are we up to? Of course, I can't continue without introducing my beautiful producer, my lovely wife, Mrs. Settle, or Tam, to all the netballers. So she will be here at the bar with me again, and she'll just be helping with all your comments and questions that are coming through. So when you see the comments, she is Shiplake College this evening. Just like in previous weeks, the rules are exactly the same. We're going to do 4 rounds of 11 questions, and the 11th question is a chance for you to have a bit of a chat. We'll ask you some questions, see how your week's been going, and just see generally how you've been getting on. Just remember, don't write your answers in the comments box, because we don't want everybody, if people really want to know the answer, they'll just Google them. So don't write your answers in the comments box. It's just jot down what you think the answer is. So in total, we've got 20 points available for each round, 80 points for the entire quiz, and no jokers, and just try not to cheat. Just test yourselves, enjoy yourselves, talk to each other, and see how you get on. Last week the quiz was a little bit easier. I think most of you were sort of in the 60s. The current reigning champions, so round 1 2 weeks ago was Mr. Ralph, housemaster of Orchard House. Last week I think it was Mrs. Passmore, the registrar. So it'll be good if we can get some parents maybe winning. So it's your time to shine this evening. Let's see if we can find some big brains outside of the Shiplake common room. I'll ask each question twice as well, and just remember, please, it's a family show, so please, just when you do post your comments, keep them clean. Who else have we got joining us now? We've got the Bonanza here. I hope you enjoyed your fish and chips. And your chip butty. No, your chips and burgers is what you had. Who else? We've got the Alhausens are here, the Farquhards are here, the Gardeners are here, the Lockwoods, all the Strides are here, the Hugheses are here, and the Howarths are here as well. So we've got, I think, you didn't declare your scores last week, but I'm reliably informed the Howarths beat the Mallinses. I know that's a bit of an inter-family rivalry there. So let's see what you've got tonight. And who else? We've got the Burkes, the Morleys, Max Bunting, you're back. Welcome back. And the Carlsons. Okay, so we've got already 92 teams. I think we're good to go. So we will make a start. Before I go, just a really special shout out for Ollie Collins, who I hope is watching us this evening. He's got his birthday today, so big happy birthday to you, Ollie. And Daphne Sandy, whose birthday is on Sunday. So really happy birthday to you. I'm sure we'll be in touch as your mother-in-law. Right, okay, so 4 rounds are going to be, we've got general knowledge. The second round, we've called it Young at Heart, but it's a family quiz. So if you've got your children playing with you, remember, kids, particularly for round 2, if you know the answer, tell mum and dad to be quiet. You get to answer first, okay? So you can test your own general knowledge against your parents. We've got a third round will be, we've called it Planes, Trains and Automobiles. So it's a bit of a transporty focus round. And the final round will be on geography. So Mallinses and Howarths, we can get some scores for you just for that round, okay? Right, okay, so here we go then. Round 1. It's, where are we now? Yeah, we're to nearly 100, so I think we're there. So, general knowledge, question 1. David Bowie had a UK #1 single with Ashes to Ashes in which year? Was it 1976, 1978, or 1980? David Bowie had a UK #1 single with Ashes to Ashes in which year? Was it 1976, 1978, or 1980? Colouring. Mr. Brown, if you're, it's just growing. It's growing. I've obviously been in the sun that much. Question number 2. What cocktail is made from rum, lime juice, crushed ice, mint leaves, and sugar syrup? This is one for the parents and the year 13s, maybe. What cocktail is made from rum, lime juice, crushed ice, mint leaves, and sugar syrup? Happy birthday, Rick Carlson, I guess that is. So happy birthday to you too. The Rapplemoors are here. Good to see you. I think I've actually got a few family members joining us this evening as well. I think my brother's out there, my sister's out there, I think my mother's out there. No comments from those guys. Maybe they're being censored by YouTube. I don't know, but you're all very welcome to the Viking Arms as well. Question number 3. What 2 types of animal are on the front of a Lyle's golden syrup tin? This is one of the oldest trademarks in the world. So what 2 types of animal are on the front of a Lyle's golden syrup tin? Should also say a big welcome to all the new families who are joining us in September. We had lots of you with us last week, and and I think a few new families to you for us this week as well. So you're very, very welcome. It's good to have old Vikings, new Vikings, current Vikings. So it's nice to have you all here. Question number 4. What types of flower have varieties called Gertrude Jekyll, Emily Bronte, and Princess Anne? What types of flower has varieties called Gertrude Jekyll, Emily Bronte, and Princess Anne? I'm sure the best triangle is the oldest UK trademark. Good knowledge. Karen C. But Lyle's is probably up there as well. Question 5. Which 2017 song became the first to rack up over 3 billion views on YouTube? Which 2017 song became the first to rack up over 3 billion views on YouTube? The kitten's just face planted the floor. He's quite tired, but we'll give him a kick in a minute and get him going. Not literally a kick, obviously. Move. Question number 6. The headquarters of the World Health Organization is based in which city? The headquarters of the World Health Organization is based in which city? My kitten's on its way. I thought people were tuning in to actually play the quiz.
I don't think it's us. I think it's the draw of the kitten.
He's literally just sitting in the carpet like that. Right, where are we up to? Question 7. In which century was the first Grand National Horse Race? In which century was the first Grand National Horse Race? One for you here, Rev. Question 8. What is the first book of the Bible alphabetically? What is the first book of the Bible alphabetically? Question number 9. Lemurs are native to which island? Lemurs are native to which island? Question 10. In which TV program would you find Martin, Jackie, and Jim? In which TV program would you find Martin, Jackie, and Jim? And question number 11. Mr. Milburn, you should know this. You get the question twice. You're not getting it. You're not getting repeats. I can't be repeating every question on every round, can I? Come on, you know the rules. Question number 11. Name any 10. So there's lots of answers here, but you only need to list 10 of these down. Name any 10 of the 15 national parks in the UK. So list as many of the list as many, but up to a maximum of 10. List 10 of the national parks in the UK. And whilst you're having a little think about that, who else have we got in the quiz tonight? We've got the Fergus Elrington. Welcome back. And Tam says hi to Jade. It's good to have you with us as well. We've got the Fullers with us. Big happy birthday to Ollie Collin of Shipley Clay. We've done that. God, don't milk it. Blimey. The Cultuses, you're here as well. It's good to see you again. Now, whilst you're also thinking about your 10 national parks, tell us in the comments, what have you been up to? So said we've had quite a busy week this week, just doing odd stuff around the house and keeping ourselves active. We felt very virtuous this morning. We went and helped pack up some boxes for sort of vulnerable people in the local community. So we sort of did a little food parcel. So we felt very good for that. Tam was on BBC Oxford yesterday, weren't you?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Yeah. And what did you do yesterday?
Quizzed our very lovely local MP.
Yeah, so we love a quiz in this house. So Tam was quizzing John Howe on BBC Radio Oxford. So she's been semi-famous this week. What have you been up to? So how's your week gone? Rob's made a delicious churros. Well done, Rob. Anything else? Playing lots of Mario Kart, Mr. Milburn.
Mr. Milburn, shouldn't you be doing some kind of like exciting lesson preparation or top revision, or I don't know?
It's the Easter holidays.
Okay, so it's proper Mario Kart time then. Okay, we'll let him off.
Bleaching and dyeing Wallace's hair pink. We need to see that, I think last week you got Zach's hair pink and blue. This week, what is Wallace's turn for his hair to go pink? Max Bunting, is it 10 in England? It's the whole of the UK. Whole of the UK. Oh, and there's the kitten. Oh, and there's Tam. First time on camera. I mean, you. So also this week, I learned that if you watch The Lion King with your new kitten, you can hold him up like that, just at the right point. Okay, there you go. That's my little Simba. There you go. Go on, then. You sit up there. Good boy. We'll see if he sits. A little bit. There he is. Okay. You're gonna have a little walk. You go down. Go on. Okay. All right. What else has been going on this week then? Lots of Uno. Yeah, I think there's lots of gaming going on in households around Shiplake this week. We've been told of lots of people playing board games, cutting down trees. Has anyone done anything particularly interesting this week? I mean, training a kitten is quite interesting, but anyway, we're going to move on. Embroidery. Wow. God, you are living the dream, Jade. Living the dream. Right, we're going to move on to round two. This is what we call Young at Heart, so it's really aimed for the kids. So remember, if let's say, I don't want to put an age on it, but if you've got children in the family, they get first dibs on the answers. Okay, so you have to test them first. I can't leave that out. Mrs. Young, loads of people at Shiplake have been making the face shields for the NHS and for Lashbrook House as well. So well done to you, all you guys. Right, here we go for round two. Number one, what is a baby kangaroo called? What is a baby kangaroo called? Number two, how many strings does a violin have? How many strings does a violin have? Mr. Coles, you built a skateboard halfpipe in your back garden. Wow. Yeah, that's right, Maud. That one was just for you. Question number three. Which CBBC presenter also reached the final of Strictly Come Dancing in 2019? Which CBBC presenter also reached the final of Strictly Come Dancing in 2019? Question number four. In which forest did Robin Hood and his merry men live? In which forest did Robin Hood and his merry men live? We've got the kitten's now crying on the floor, which means one of, I think, three things. It's either really needs a wee, it needs food, which has got food, or he wants attention. So yeah, give him some attention. There you go. Question number five. What is the capital city of Spain? Mr. Bernstein, you're clearly too old. This is the kids' round. You shouldn't know some of this stuff. Well, you should know some of this stuff, but CBBC, well past your time. Question number six. What is the name of the snowman in Frozen? What is the name of the snowman in Frozen? Yeah, Jess, let the kids have a go. Okay, you and Chris just ease back. Let Sid and Austin have a go. Question number 7. What colour are sapphires? What colour are sapphires? That's right, Fergus. Let it go. Question number 8. The feast day of St. Stephen is also known as what? The feast day of St. Stephen is also known as what? Question 9. In the Ice Age movies, what is the name of the woolly mammoth? In the Ice Age movies, what is the name of the woolly mammoth? And question number 10. A swallowtail, a red admiral, and a holly blue are types of what? A swallowtail, a red admiral, and a holly blue are types of what? Okay, and for question 11, I'll say this a few times because you just need to sort of try and remember some colours here. We understand that lots of you have been playing board games, and I think a few in particular have been getting involved in Monopoly, and I'm sure it's been causing all sorts of normal arguments in the house about the rules and who's won, and it goes on and on and on. However, in the game Monopoly, what I want you to do is, can you name the 10 properties that belong to the red, yellow, dark blue, and brown sets? You might want to jot those down. So I want the 10 properties that belong to the red set, the yellow set, the dark blue set, and the brown sets. Have I read all of Wish and Fulfillment? I've read the first chapter a few times. Slowly, yeah. Here we go. We've just put it in the comments as well. So you've got the red, yellow, dark blue, and brown sets. What are all the 10 properties that exist in those groups? Okay. And again, whilst you're talking about that, we were quite pleased this week. Tam's been absolutely brilliant at this, and I'm sure a lot of parents, you understand how difficult it is at the moment to try and get your delivery slots and to get your click and collect slots. And Tam is on the apps all the time trying to make sure that we've got enough slots going into the future. So we feel we had a bit of a small win this week. We're really happy because what did you do, Tam?
Got an Ocado delivery.
We got an Ocado delivery. You know, not Tesco. We're going up in the market. We're going Ocado next week. What small wins have you had this week? What's been particularly good? Yes, the traditional version, Mrs. Passmore. So yeah, what small wins have you had this week? What's been particularly good? What are you particularly pleased with? And I think whilst you're giving us some comments, I'll take the boy back here. There we go. So you've got lots to think about. We need the properties. So the red set, the yellow set, the dark blue set, the brown sets. Small wins. What's been going well for you this week? We're really pleased that we got an Ocado delivery because we were really worried about having to queue up to go into Tesco again next week. So anything that's really kind of made you particularly happy? Hyman's, you got Ocado as well. Good. Fish and chips and burgers takeaway tonight from for this quiz. Oh, I can't read that one out, Maud. Come on. There you go. If you get bored, I'll just put the kitten there as well whilst I read your things. You got a win on the premium bonds. Lucky you. There you go. There's your fan club. Look, there he is. Cooked to Nando's chicken on the barbecue. Well done, Mr. Milburn. Whoop, and he's off. Do his little thing. The kids taught you a new drinking game. Your son's in year 9, isn't he? Or year 10, Dr. Hutt. A doctor. And your kids have taught you a drinking game. Not that we're passing judgment or anything, but wow. Eating Dominoes right now, yeah. You'll feel like that's a small achievement right now, but in about half an hour's time, you won't, I'm sure. Okay. Oh, there we go. You can go now. What breed of kitten is he? He's half a Bengal and he's half a Maine Coon. So he should be quite a big boy when he grows up. Oh, okay, fair enough. You've got more than one child. All right, okay. All forgiven. Right, round 3. So this is now planes, trains, and automobiles. So question number 1. Which motorway would you be on if you were travelling from Liverpool to Hull via Manchester and Leeds? Which motorway would you be on if you were travelling from Liverpool to Hull via Manchester and Leeds? Julie Brereton says he is the best. Oh, the kitten. The kitten. Right, question number 2. If you take off from LHR and you head to FCO, which country are you going to? If you take off from LHR and you're heading to FCO, which country are you going to? Mrs. Carter, you got Disney Plus this week. We got Disney Plus as well.
No, you got Disney Plus.
Because?
You wanted to watch the films on Disney Plus?
Well, no, it's because the boy needed to learn about the Lion King. Seriously, he was fixed on it. He loved it. Question number 3. Don't put the answer in the comments box. Who did that?
That's Mrs. Stride.
Mrs. Stride. God's sake. Cardinal rule. Do not answer in the comments box. Just write it down. Question number 3. Which famous blue train holds the world speed record for steam locomotives at 126 miles per hour? Which famous blue train holds the world speed record for steam locomotives at 126 miles per hour? I really need to read Wish and Fulfillment. Is that because you get a chapter on yourself, Mr. Brown? I mean, you've been here for a long time, I know. Question number 4. If you are travelling from York to London on a direct train, which terminus would you be arriving at? If you are travelling from York to London on a direct train, which terminus would you be arriving at? Question number 5. Which city's underground metro line is the only one in the UK to be completely underground? Which city's underground metro line is the only one in the UK to be completely underground? Question. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's falling asleep again. Question number 6. In which city was the Titanic built? In which city was the Titanic built? Question number 7. In what year did the Channel Tunnel open? In what year did the Channel Tunnel open? Was it 1992, 1993, or 1994? Which year did the Channel Tunnel open? Was it 92, 93, 94? Question 8. Which iconic British car company is based in Malvern? Which iconic British car company is based in Malvern? Question number 9. The first purpose-built jet airliner took to the skies in 1949. It was made by de Havilland. What did they call it? The first purpose-built jet airliner took to the skies in 1949 and was made by de Havilland. What did they call it? Few repeats for few things about question 5, so we might have cut out on that one. Question 5 was which city's underground metro line is the only one in the UK to be completely underground? So question 10. Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean? Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean? And last one in this round, question 11. So if you were to rank all of the airports in the UK by how busy they are in terms of passenger number and aircraft movement, how many aircraft go in and out of them, which ones are the 10 busiest airports in the UK? So can you list the 10 busiest airports in the UK? Mr. Milburn, give the kids a chance. My goodness me. We've got a teacher sulking because I repeated one question. Just trying to help out the kids, Mr. Milburn. So you're trying to think of the 10 busiest airports in the UK. So that's by passenger number and aircraft movement, okay? So whilst you're having to think about that, well, right now, if we weren't in lockdown, I should be in Spain right now with all of the rowers. We were supposed to be on our Easter training camp right now. I'm just repping a bit of the boat club with me tonight. And obviously we've got the oar there still. Where were you supposed to be? I mean, obviously you want to be at the Viking Arms. This is the highlight of the week for many, I know. But if you couldn't be here, where were you supposed to be? Let us know where you were supposed to be so we can read out some of your comments on that as well. So, Mr. Bernstein, you're supposed to be in Accra in Ghana. The Hunts, you're going to be in Spain. The Rev in Norfolk, all these nice places. Cornwall for the Browns, Barcelona for the Blumfelds, Rome for the Kellets, Cape Town for the Baileys. This is just probably real torture, isn't it? I shouldn't have asked this question. Amsterdam for the McPhees, Ben. Paris for the Coltises, Egypt for the Hughes. Blimey, loads of nice places. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all because you're here enjoying the evening. You're with friends. We've got the Shiplake family together. There we are. Never mind. Bournemouth, that's a nice place too. Matt, you were supposed to be in America. I should actually, whilst remember, you're still trying to think of the 10 busiest airports in the UK. We've got a special guest with us really tonight, Matt Godwin. He did something special. He left Shiplake about 2 or 3 years ago, I think, and he did something special in year 13. We didn't talk about it that much at all. But but he's the guy that ran 7 marathons in 7 days. He ran the entire length of the Thames, and after he left Shiplake, he hasn't stopped running. Basically, he's like that Forrest Gump. He just can't stop him. But the last big thing he did was the Marathon des Sables, which was last summer. Matt, you'll tell me if I'm wrong. And now Matt's getting ready to run to the North Pole. I think that's right, Matt. So I think that trip's coming up next year. So the absolute running legend from Shiplake. He hasn't stopped. He did the whole Thames. He's done the Marathon des Sables. Now he's running to the North Pole, presumably not in the summer because it might get a bit wet. So it's really good to have you with us here tonight, Matt, and start tweeting about it whenever you're ready, and we'll start sponsoring you. So yeah, good to have you here. Right, so final round. We're gone to round 4. So this round is all about geography. So question 1, which is the most northerly capital city in Europe? Which is the most northerly capital city in Europe? Remember, we're not judging spelling on that one either. A bit of a clue. And this is really Mallins's, Howarth's. I'm expecting big scores in this round. Question number 2. Which type of bird features on the national flag of Mexico? Which type of bird features on the national flag of Mexico? Question 3. What colour are road signs that direct you to a point of interest? What colour are the road signs that direct you to a point of interest? Question number 4. What is the capital city of Ukraine? Question number 4. What is the capital city of Ukraine? Question number 5. Which lake holds the largest volume of water in the UK? Which lake holds the largest volume of water in the UK? Question number 6. Which famous bridge links Milson's Point with Dawes Point? Which famous bridge links Milson's Point with Dawes Point? Oh, Mr. Manager, you've switched over to teaching history now. I'm sure you must be able to remember something, surely. Question number 7. Which river flows through Budapest? Which river flows through Budapest? And Kitten's conked out again. He's had enough, I think. Question 8. On an Ordnance Survey map, what do the letters FB stand for? Is it A, farm bridleway, B, a formal boundary, or C, a footbridge? So on an Ordnance Survey map, what do the letters FB stand for? Is it A, a farm bridleway, B, a formal boundary, or C, a footbridge? Now, just because I know it's really going to annoy Mr. Milburn, and this is the last time I'm going to do it this evening. Question 6 was which famous bridge links Milson's Point with Dawes Point? And question 7 was which river flows through Budapest? Question 9. The region Navarra in the north of Spain has which city famous for the running of the bulls as its capital? The region Navarra in the north of Spain has which city famous for the running of bulls as its capital? And question 10. Which English city on the south coast was named Britain's happiest place to live in 2015? Which English city on the south coast was named Britain's happiest place to live in 2015? And for question 11, so it's the last question of the quiz, what we want you to do is, can you name the 10 longest rivers in the UK? So whole of the UK, can you name the 10 longest rivers? Doesn't need to be in order, just if you think of a famous river in the UK, you're probably half right at least. 10 longest rivers in the UK. And whilst you're having a think of that, so let's see what comments we've got coming in here. We obviously with lockdowns, we've got another 3 weeks at least of lockdown. I've got odd jobs that I've been really trying to put off. I really can't. I just don't want to do. Whether it's I've got a broken tile in the kitchen that I've discovered over the last few days. That's got to be fixed. I've got painting to do. Just odd jobs I just really can't be bothered to get on with. So, what odd jobs are you putting off, and which do you think will be the very last thing that you have to do before you before we come out of lockdown? What are you putting off to the very last moment? Revision, homework, yeah. I think next week's going to be a bit of a struggle for a lot of us as we start revising again and getting ready for the start of the new term, thinking about how does remote learning work again. I'm sure we'll be fine. Clearing out the airing cupboard, yeah. Still, needs must and all that. Should say we've got Dr. Rosario with us this evening. Thank you for joining us. He was running his own quiz. I don't know where you've all got this inspiration to do this from, but he was live streaming his own pub quiz just before this one as well. It looked very, very good. Well done, Dr. Rosario.
We also have to give a mention to, don't forget that tomorrow is Saturday and it's the Shiplake Strava run. So let's see how many kilometres we can do this weekend. I think last weekend we ran from Shiplake to Durham and biked from Shiplake to somewhere in Spain. So if the weather's okay, or even if it's not, let's get out there tomorrow for the government mandated exercise. I've
actually got some of last week's, or some of this week's scores on the Strava, because I know a lot of people have been signing into Strava and trying to do well on the leaderboard. So I'll give you some results in a moment as well. University essays is the rivers question for UK or England? Or UK. So you can include all the countries of the UK. Fergus already had to start uni. Work would be mad. The Rundells are here. I know you're here, the Rundells. You've told me a couple of times already. But the question is, what are you putting off to the last moment of lockdown? So general theme then is it looks like it's work, getting ready to go back to school kind of stuff, which I totally understand, and I'm sure a lot of the teachers on here will understand as well. Right, okay, so we will start going through the answers in just a moment. Before I do give you the answers, just wanted to say again, look, thank you very much for joining in with the quiz. We're up at 95 teams all playing this game this evening. So I hope you're enjoying these. With another 3 weeks of lockdown, we've got certainly at least 3 more quizzes to write. So if you're still enjoying them, we'll keep going with it. And as always, just let us know how if you're enjoying it. Give us some feedback. It's always just kind of quite nice for us to think that people are enjoying these things if you are. So here we go. Going for answers, and I'll go through these fairly quickly, and then I'll get you to put some scores in the comments box at the end. So question number 1, David Bowie had a UK #1 single with Ashes to Ashes, and that was in 1980. That was C, 1980. What cocktail is made from rum, lime juice, crushed ice, mint leaves, and sugar syrup? That was a mojito. Question number 3, the animals on the front of a Lyle's golden syrup tin, it's a lion and bees. Okay, it was specifically a dead lion with some bees. I'll be generous. You can have 1 mark for either of them, but a maximum of 1 mark. Okay, so it's lions and bees. What type of flower has Gertrude Jekyll, Emily Bronte, and Princess Anne? They are roses. Question 5, the first song on YouTube to get over 3 billion views was Despacito. No, we don't do half points, not that kind of show. Question 6, it's like giving a medal for turning up. We're not giving half points. Question 6, the headquarters of the WHO are in Geneva. Question 7, the Grand National Horse Race was first run in the 19th century. It actually started in 1839, which is the same year, if you remember from 2 weeks back, same year that Henley Regatta started as well. What was 5? Despacito was the answer to 5. Question number 8. Rev, I really hope you got this one right. It is Acts. So the first book of the Bible alphabetically was Acts. Lemurs are native to which island? That is Madagascar. Max Bunting, absolutely right, King Julian. Question 10, in which TV program would you find Martin, Jackie, and Jim? That is Friday Night Dinner. The WHO was in Geneva. So name any 10 of the national parks in the UK. So I'll go through slowly, but tick them off if you've got them. There is the Norfolk Broads, Dartmoor, Exmoor, the Lake District, New Forest, Northumberland, North York Moors, Peak District, Yorkshire Dales, South Downs, Brecon Beacons, Pembrokeshire Coast, Snowdonia, Cairngorms, and it's 2 things, but it's counted as 1. Loch Lomond and the Trossachs. So any of those 10, you get a maximum score of 10 points. Okay. Question for the second round, for the young at heart, a baby kangaroo is called a joey. A violin has 4 strings. The CBBC presenter who also reached the final of Strictly Come Dancing was Karim Zarawal. Robin Hood and his merry men lived in Sherwood Forest. The capital city of Spain is Madrid. The name of the snowman in Frozen is Olaf. Sapphires are blue. The feast day of St. Stephen is also known as Boxing Day. In the film Ice Age, the woolly mammoth is called Manny. A swallowtail, a red admiral, and a holly blue are types of what? They're all types of butterfly. And then for question 11, so I'll do these in the sets. The red set, you needed the Strand, Fleet Street, and Trafalgar Square. The yellow set is Leicester Square, Coventry Street and Piccadilly. The dark blues are Park Lane and Mayfair. And the brown set is Old Kent Road and Whitechapel. I'm sure sapphires can be a range of colours, but I've got written blue here, so I'm going with blue. But if you mark whatever you like, I'm sure you can Google it and get a range of answers. Up to you. Up to you. I'll leave it. I'll trust you to make a sound judgment on it, Mrs. Brereton. Round 3: planes, trains, and automobiles. Which motorway would you be on if you were travelling from Liverpool to Hull? That's the M62. If you take off from LHR and head to FCO, you're going to Rome, but the country is Italy. The famous blue train which holds the world speed record for steam locomotives was the Mallard. Question number 4. If you're travelling from York to London on a direct train, you will end up at King's Cross. Which city's underground metro line is the only one in the UK to be completely underground, and that is Glasgow. The Titanic was built in Belfast. Which year did the Channel Tunnel open? That was 1994. The iconic British car company based in Malvern is Morgan. The first purpose-built jet airliner built in 1949 was the Comet. It was the de Havilland Comet. They called it the Comet. And the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean was Amelia Earhart. So I then asked you to give me the 10 busiest airports in the UK by passenger number and aircraft movement. So I'll give it to you in order. So you can just give yourself a pat on the back if you did put it in order, but it goes like this. You've got Heathrow, Gatwick, Manchester, Stansted, Luton, Edinburgh, Birmingham, Glasgow, Bristol, and Belfast. Okay, so those are the 10 airports. And the final round for geography. The most northerly capital city in Europe is Reykjavik in Iceland. The type of bird which features on the national flag of Mexico is an eagle. The colour of road signs which direct you to a point of interest is brown. The capital city of Ukraine is Kiev. The lake which holds the largest volume of water in the UK is Loch Ness. The bridge which links Milson's Point with Dawes Point is the Sydney Harbour Bridge. The river which flows through Budapest is the Danube. On an Ordnance Survey map, the letters FB stand for footbridge. That was C, footbridge. In question 9, the region Navarra in the north of Spain has which city famous for the running of the bulls as its capital? That is Pamplona. And which city on the south coast was named Britain's happiest place to live in 2015? That was Brighton. And then for question 11, I asked you for the 10 longest rivers in the UK. Again, I'll give them to you in order, so you can give yourself a pat on the back if you did get the right order, but you don't get extra credit for it. I'm sorry, them's the rules. So it starts with the Severn, and it's the Thames, then it's the Trent, the Great Ouse, the Wye, the Tay, the Spey, the Clyde, the Tweed, and the Nene. Okay, so those were the 10 longest rivers. So you'll all be frantically adding up your scores right now. So we start getting your scores in. Whilst you're adding those up, it's time for me to start calling last orders. So really all that's left for me to say before the scores that start coming through on the comments really is hope that you all manage to look after yourselves over the next week and stay safe, and that you can still be nice to each other whilst you're all living in lockdown. And like Tam says, we really encourage you to get involved with the Strava run tomorrow. I do need to give a quick shout out to the people on the leaderboard who are just doing hours and hours of training. Mr. Coleman Weller is leading it. Mr. Curry and Mr. Crisford are right up the top there as well. But we've also got quite a few of our year 10s leading it. Ned Floyd, Louis Swinburne, Luke Biker, Tom Madden, all done more than 5 hours this week. So give me some scores. We've got the Rapplemoors on 66, Passmoors 63, the Bays on 62, Millers on 28, Newman Chimed on 68, 60 for Mr. Milburn, 66 for Mr. Jones, 56 for the Rev, 59 for the Dixes, 63 for the Blomfields, 56 for the Houghtons. Welcome back, Houghtons. 59 for the Howarths. 71 for the Cravens. I think 71 is the highest so far. Is that right? 57 for the Ashes. Welcome back. 55 for the Emmets. 72 for the. Oh, I've lost it. It's just skipped around. Where did it go? 72 for the O'Hares, I think I saw there. The Rondells on 52. 66 for the Breretons. 51 for the Browns. 52 for the Strides. 62 for the Burks, 55 for the Hickmans, 64 for the Kellets. There's so many of you playing. My list is jumping around. 69 for James Hyman, 67, 54, 67 for the Beasleys. This one. 69 for the Manly Wars, 52 for the Hunts. 80 for Dr. Drosario. I don't believe you. You got 80 out of 80.
And you came in late.
How does that work? Let's see. The scores are still coming in. So it would look like if you're in the 60s, you've done well. 67 for Bunting and Beasley. Well done. So if you're in the sort of 60s, you've done well. If you're hitting into the 70s, you're doing extremely well. I think 72 is the highest, 71 was second highest. Quite a few of you in the 50s as well. 42 for the Humphreys. Yeah. So a really good range of scores there. Well done. I hope you can all sort of see those in the comments box as well, see how well you did. All that's left for me to say really is I hope you've enjoyed the quiz again this evening, and it's really nice that you've all been able to join us. We had, I think, about 100 people 100 teams at our peak, and people are starting to just drift away from the bar just now. They've got homes to go to, they've got Gardener's World to catch up on, and Friday night dinner is going to be on shortly as well, of course. And again, thank you to all the new families who are joining us in September, and to all you old Vikings who keep coming back as well, and to all the current Vikings and teachers. We look forward to seeing you again next week. So for now, that's it. Time, please. Everybody out. Off you go.